Exactly. So today I will be talking about the quiet introverts, the reserved, a little serious and very dependent. The loud extroverts, bubbly, exuberant and live of every party. And falling somewhere in the middle of the quiet and the loud spectrum, the balanced ambiverts. The three major personality types out there. So understanding and knowing these personality types actually help us to know ourselves a little better and the people around us. It helps us to navigate different situations in life where we come across people from the other spectrum. For example, that one relative in every gathering that just cannot stop talking. Or that one reserved colleague that we all have who just never seems to come for any team party. So today I will be talking about the different characteristics of the personality types. What is it that makes us an introvert or an extrovert in the first place? And together we would be debunking some myths regarding the personality types and finding answers to the stereotypical questions like, can introverts be good leaders? Can extroverts be good team players? Who among these two are more successful and why? And can we change our personality types? Can an introvert be an extrovert and vice versa? But before that, I would like to know that how many introverts do we have in the house today? And how many extroverts do we have? Well, I think the room's ratio is skewed towards the introverts, but actually in the outer world, the extroverts outnumber introverts by a ratio of 3:1. So we would know more about the introversion and extroversion, but before that, let me invite the general evaluator of the day, the very dynamic Toastmaster Ruchira. So Toastmaster Ruchira, flamboyant team of evaluators we have today. So similar to the concept of introversion and the extroversion. So let me ask all the introverts in the room that what is that quality of introversion that they identify the most with?
Creativity.
Creativity. Okay.
Self-reflection.
Self-reflection. Observant. Observant. Good listener. Good listener. Deep thinker. Deep thinker. Quite a lot. And now to the few extroverts in the room. What is the quality that you guys associate with the most?
Energy.
Energy. Networking.
Getting over your fear or anxiety.
Getting over the fear of anxiety. Good social circle. Good social circle.
Helping to uplift others.
Helping to uplift others.
Connected.
Freedom to be able to express.
Freedom to express.
Being connected. That feeling of connectedness.
Feeling of connectedness. Yeah, so extremes of the spectrum. So let's start by the introversion. So introversion is actually characterized by the preference of being with oneself rather than being in a group of people. So introverts actually get their energy when they are in solitude, surrounded by their own thoughts and ideas. Introverts are high rational decision makers, great planners, great listeners, and highly dependent. Introverts actually favor deep and meaningful experiences, and that's why you would see that they are mostly in a group of close-knit friends. But sometimes actually this habit, this aloof nature of themselves is seen as shyness and low self-confidence, isn't it? But actually the reality is that introverts are very choosy as to whom they want to spend their time with. So if you are in that circle of an introvert, consider yourself as lucky. And coming to the self-confidence part, let me give you some examples of the great introverts that we had, like Elon Musk, Mahatma Gandhi, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and the list goes on. So I think that with this, the self-confidence part is taken care of. There are so many self-confident introverts that I know personally who shatter other hand, extroverts actually take their recharge and get their energy when they are in the group of people. They seek a lot of external stimulation, and that's why extroverts favor a lot of broader experiences in life rather than deep thoughts. So that's why you would see that extroverts have a big circle of social acquaintances. This nature of extrovert is sometimes then considered as arrogant, rude, and cocky. But in reality, the truth is that extroverts do not want to be the center of attraction. They have to be, because that's how they get their energy. Let me give you an example of a great extrovert, our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. And I think that with his example, we can break all the stereotypes that's associated with the extroverts. Also, extroverts make great leaders as well. So now is the question that can introverts be good leaders as well? And who at the workplace is actually paid more, introverts or extroverts? So I will take this question, but now is the time to invite my first speaker, Toastmaster Sunny. So Toastmaster Sunny is the product designer with Airtel, so you know whom to reach out to for all your broadband issues. He is a yoga and gym enthusiast and loves to see movies and web series in his free time. But before that, let me call his evaluator on the stage, Toastmaster Akshay. Toastmaster Sunny was just talking about is one of the highest paid jobs in the world. I hope so that's right. So I want to know from the audience who you think are paid more at the workplace, whether it's introverts or the extroverts, and who get the promotions that everyone's looking for.
Extrovert.
Both of them get almost the same. That's irrespective of their traits.
It depends on your luck.
Extroverts are good for public speaking part. Introverts are good for backstage options.
That's the job
All
title.
the software engineers are
Sorry?
all the software engineers are introvert.
All software engineers are introverts.
Introverts don't
Yeah,
feel
so
very
certainly
outside
introvert.
home. So they used to do more and more work than the manager gives. So they are more or
Yeah, I think more or less the payroll or the pay policy is fixed in most of the organizations. So when you talk of who's paid more, the introvert or the extrovert, irrespective, because that is decided probably long back before they are recruited. But yes, there are promotional and there are raises that happen. I think it's the fame part, if you talk about who are kind of more accepted. If you don't know the person and only from the surface you're getting to know them, is of course the extrovert have that icing on the cake than the introverts.
Any other answers?
Yeah, my answer is like this. In short run, it could be extrovert who are the winner. But in long run, ultimately performance speaks for itself. So it doesn't matter whether you are extrovert or introvert.
So actually, there was a study that was done across various job domains to find out that to which personality type the major leaders and the major managers fall into. So actually, the pay scale follows a bell curve. So the people who are paid more are the ambiverts who fall into the middle of the introvert and the extrovert extreme. So qualities like being flexible, being adaptable, being a good listener and being a good introspective, and coupled with the qualities like being able to communicate very effectively, being able to speak up and being assertive and able to take the right decision is what makes the best leaders at the workplace. So this I think is the perfect example and the perfect definition of an ambivert. And incidentally, most of us actually fall into the ambivert spectrum. So that's why even if you identify yourself as an introvert, you would find yourself being very talkative and being the center of attraction when you are in your close group of friends. And similarly, if you identify yourself as an extrovert, there would be days when you just want to come home, be alone, be with your pizza and Netflix and chill. So, Now comes the next part, that what is it that decides whether we lean towards the introversion part or the extroversion part. So now is the time for a little biology lesson, but before that, let me invite my second speaker, Toastmaster Sombel. So Toastmaster Sombel is an MBA who went into the bank for the living. He is a gym and fitness enthusiast, and he would be evaluated today by Toastmaster. Saying that it's the nature, and nature is what determines everything in the first place. And this is the same case with the introverts and the extroverts. So the brain of introverts and extroverts are wired differently. So there is something called as the frontal lobes in our brain, which is associated with analysis and rational decision making. So the research shows that introverts have a higher blood flow to these regions, accounting for their higher rational decision making capabilities. And the second biological factor that comes into play is the hormone dopamine, the feel-good hormone that is secreted whenever any one of us gets that 2 rupees cashback on Google Pay. So extroverts have a higher dopamine reward center wired in the brain. So that's why whenever they have to go to any party or something that requires any kind of external stimulation, these hormones are excreted in larger quantities, making them feel more excited and rewarded. And whereas on the other hand, this hormone is secreted in lesser quantities in introverts, and that's why for activities requiring higher stimulation, they feel drained and lethargic. And the last factor that comes into the play is the hormone acetylcholine. That's related to the hormone of pleasure. But this hormone is released in calm, peaceful and low environments. So that's why whenever introverts are doing hobbies like walking in the park alone, reading or being in solitude, these hormones are released in larger quantities, making them feel rewarded, energized and recharged. So this is all like how our brain functions. This is all by genetics. So if you are an introvert or an extrovert, this is by birth, by genetics, and this is how we are. So now the question comes, and of course the environmental factors also play a major role in that. So sometimes our circumstances play a major role too. So that's why introverts might find themselves opening up a little more in conducive environments, in encouraging environments like the Toastmaster. And similarly, extroverts might also find themselves dialing down their extroverted nature a notch down in those kind of low circumstances. So with this, let me invite my last speaker of the day, Toastmaster Vivek. So Toastmaster Vivek is from Delhi NCR. He lives with his loving family comprising of his parents, his wife and his son Advait. He is working with the Petrofac, working as a country manager, and he values deep and meaningful relationships with people. So before that, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Dhanush. And I must say that what a great speech given by Vivek sir. So now, coming to the very end of our introvert and the extrovert topic. So the one question that I always had in mind, being born an introvert, was that I also want to be an extrovert. I also want to be that life of the party. And is there any way, that from an introvert I can go being an extrovert? So on that, a wise man once said to me, and I quote, that changing your personality type is just like changing your eye color from blue to green. You can definitely wear contact lenses, change it to green, but it will always be blue underneath. So, and with time, your eyes would actually start hurting with the overuse of those contact lenses. Similar to in real life, the camouflage of the other personality type would at some point of time make you feel suffocated, irritated and fake. So, let's all try to just be the best versions of ourselves, work on ourselves, have confidence in just who we are. So with that, let me call the final round of today, that is the table topics session. So I will call the table topics master, Toastmaster Vedic. Toastmaster 1.